I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I stayed in Canada for 7 years with a 1-year study permit. Yes, you heard me right, 1 year. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your very first time stopping by, you are welcome. If you're an OD, welcome back, and thank you for always watching my videos. So my name is Raisa and I do videos here on YouTube on lifestyle, education and vlogs. And you guys, I have a cough. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but my voice is not that great. I've been like having tom-toms like the whole time, so bear with me, okay? So as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be telling you guys how I stayed in Canada with a 1-year study permit. So I've been in Canada for 7 years now. I came in 2015, and yeah, 2022 makes it 7 years since I'm here in Canada. So question is, how did I come to Canada with a 1-year study permit and a 1-year Canadian visa, and I stayed till now, right? So anyways, I'm going to be answering it in this video. So basically, the way I stayed in Canada for additional 6 years after I was given a 1-year study permit was to extend my study permits. So let's say this video is going to be like in a couple of parts. First is going to be, I'm going to talk about a study permit extension, some of the things that you should know about a study permit extension, and then I'll share with you my own experience, how I got my own, and then I'm going to tell you guys how much I spent to do it and how long it took for me to do this process. Okay, so a study permit extension is just when they extend your study permit for a longer period of time than what was given to you before, right? That's basically what a study permit extension is, and all we need to do is go online on the CIC website and apply for it once you're ready. Okay, so yeah, so that's what the study permit extension is. So once if you're in Canada as a student and your study permit you have been given a study permit that is shorter than the length of your program or something, or if you have any intentions of staying in Canada longer, then you can extend your study permit. Right? Okay, and that's if your program is is still on. If you have a program that's on, if your program is done and you maybe want to like continue to go to school, you can still extend your study permit. That's if you want. First of all, I got a 1-year visa. So as soon as I got my visa to come to Canada, I looked at it and it was 1 year that was given to me, and I'm like, I applied for a 4-year program, so why are you guys giving me a 1-year visa? So that did not make sense. But anyways, I was panicking. My parents were like, okay, maybe maybe there'll be a way for me to extend it and stuff, right? Yeah, so my parents were also worried as me, so we're all like, well, hopefully there'll be a way for us to be able to do that. And as at then, we did not know a lot. Like, I really did not know a lot, and I used an agent to come to Canada. First of all, I don't have never mentioned in this video, but I used an agent to come to Canada back in the day. So, but anyways, moving on, that was what happened. And then I got to Canada, and then after the 1 year, and then I got to Canada. When I got to the airport and they issued my study permit, I got a 1-year study permit as well. And that's like, okay, why am I still getting it? Do you understand? But at the same time, it makes sense that I got a 1-year Canadian visa and they're giving me a 1-year study permit. So that one makes sense, right? But then, mind you, my passport was valid for 3 years because I did my passport 2 years before my Canadian stuff worked out. So I had like 3 years on my passport that was remaining. So at least they should have still given me like 2 years or 3 years, but they didn't. Anyways, fast forward, when I got here and my things were almost expiring, I went to the international office and I told them that this is what's happening. So they were even asking me, so why did you have a 1-year study permit? I was like, I have no answers to that question. Like, I can't even answer you guys at this point. All I need is to renew my study permit and my stuff, right? And I had to do both of them because I never knew there could be a situation where I had to leave Canada, but I didn't plan on that. It's just for the sake of, due diligence. Let me just do it. I don't want wahala. So that was my experience. So I went to the international office, and then they helped me to renew my study permit. They went through the whole process with me and everything. They showed me how to do it. It's not, but I had to go back home and do it on my own. So they showed me the things I'm going to fill in. They showed me whatever information I had to do, that was any information that the school had to give me to fill in. So all of that stuff. Yeah, so that was my experience with it. I applied for a study permit, and then that was it. Okay, now time to apply for my study permit. Some of the tips that you should know, some of the things that you should know when you're applying for your study permit is, so first of all, once you get to Canada, make sure you check when your study permit is expiring. That's the first thing you should know. Some people come here and they feel like, okay, because maybe I'm on my own, or the immigration is going to forgive me, or they're going to sorry me. No, as you just come here, whether you're small or you're old or you're whatever, just start thinking fast. Start thinking, when does it expire? When am I supposed to renew it? What am I going to do? Am I going to stay in Canada, or am I planning to leave? Do you understand what I'm saying? Just so that you can have enough time to be able to apply for whatever you're doing, you're applying for, and then you're not in trouble. Especially if you come here when you're given a 1-year visa. Recently, I know there's some couple of people who have come to Canada just because the idea of coming to Canada to come and study a 4-year program, if you've already had a bachelor's degree from your home country, is just very, very disheartening. So most people just want to, come for a short program and then just do what they want to do. But then if you're coming on a 1-year visa, there are also some repercussions for it, because it's tricky, right? To come here on a 1-year visa, they just give you like a 1-year study permit, and then that's it, because it just makes sense. So once you arrive, just start thinking, do I want to leave? Do I want to stay? If you want to stay, you have to start thinking, when I'm done with this 1-year diploma program or certificate program, what am I going to do? Am I going to apply for another one, or what? You start thinking very fast about it. Okay, now the second thing you need to do is that you have to apply for your study permit about a month before it expires. So you have like a month before your study permit expires to apply for a new one. Sometimes someone like me, I like doing my things on time. I like to even do it like 2 months before, or even like a month and a half before, just so I'm on the safe side. I don't like risking things. Okay, so that's another thing I should know. Although there's a grace period that is given to you once you apply, they give you 3 months extra. Let's say, for example, if you don't even apply at all, your study permit is expiring like in February, right? In March, for example. Some people don't apply for it. Some people are very like nonchalant with their stuff, right? So they don't even bother about applying. They don't even apply. But then Canada is just very, very accommodating to be able to give people chances and allow them to, okay, let's just give them 3 more months, or let's just give them about how much, I think it's 90 days or something. Let's just give them 90 days, to decide if they want to apply or not. And if you decide that you don't want to apply at all, you can lose your status in Canada. And the only thing you have to do to regain it again is to apply for a restoration of status. And that one is a whole process again on its own. You don't want to be in that category of people. No, you don't want to be there. But anyways, in that case, if it happens, that's what you can do. Maybe something must have happened to you that's really bad, that you could not apply for your study permit in time, just because we're all human and life happens. Yeah, so they give you that time to, they still give you time. That's how nice the Canadian this thing is. Like, they're nice like that. So you have to also know that when you want to apply for your study permit, for an extension of your study permit, make sure that your passport is valid. You cannot extend your study permit beyond the expiry date of your international passport. You can't. If your passport is not valid, let's say if you're applying with your passport and it's expiring in a year, they'll just give you like a 1-year thing. In fact, sometimes they'll not even advise you to do that. It has to be valid. Okay, so you have to take note of that. Next thing you have to know is that a study permit is different from a Canadian visa. So if your study permit and your visa are both expiring, they're going to have to do like separate applications, and you pay for each application separately. So it can what's it called? So the study permit is just the paper that they give you at the airport, and then the Canadian visa is the one that is on your passport. I remember when I came here and I was telling some of my Nigerian friends that, oh, my Canadian visa is this way, like, is a Canadian visa not a study permit? I'm like, no, it's different. So some of them do not even know the difference. So Anyways, I'm just throwing it out there in case you do not know, or some people don't know the difference. The visa is the one that is stamped on your passport that allows you to enter Canada, and then the study permit is the one that allows you to study and work in Canada at the same time. So it's not as if they're going to give you a work permit separate from the study permit. No, the study permit and the work and the statement that allows you to work are in your study permit. That's where you're going to find it. Okay, I think there was a time where they used to issue both of them, but they just decided to issue both of them for students. But then they just give you, there's just this clause they write on your study permit that tells you if you're allowed to work in Canada or not. So make sure you watch out for that. You always find it at the bottom of your study permit once it's given to you. Yeah, so these are the things I learned when I was applying for my what's it called, for my study permit extension. The next part of this video is the amount I paid. So for a study permit extension, it's 150 Canadian dollars. Just ready your money, and they accept payments in debit and credits, yeah, and MasterCards and all those things, Amex and everything. They accept payments in those forms. So after I've applied and I've paid this amount of money, the processing time. So the processing time for study permit extension, I think it's 65 days or 67 days. Well, I think it's 65 days or so. So it's about that period of time. So like, everybody's thing is different. The time I applied for my study permit extension the first time, I got a response in 2 weeks. Like in 2 weeks, it took like 14 days, and I got my study permit extension, the new one, you know. So it does not take so long. Some people, it has taken like a week. I don't know how they do it, but I feel like they always make it priority, especially with people that have like a long time with school. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we have school going on and we need that study permit. So I think like they just handle it with more priority. So more priority is given to students. I feel so, because honestly, I just applied, and then in like 2 weeks I just got it, because I thought I was going to have it like in like maybe 2 months, you know. Yeah, if it takes about 60 something days, and that's what it says on the website, why am I having my own 2 weeks? I was like, wow, that was really fast, you know what I'm saying? But that was really good, you know. Another thing you should know is that once you submit the application, once you have your application sent in, you are legal to continue going to school. So there's this paper that they always send to you when you apply, that okay, your application has been received and is in under review, right? So you just know that you're still allowed to stay in Canada once you've submitted an application and it's active. You can still be in Canada, you're still allowed to stay. But let's say, for example, you want to like leave Canada for some reason, don't leave Canada if you know you're waiting for, just do your this thing, wait for it to come. Don't start taking chances and saying, let me go by the time I come back. No, you can actually go out if you have a valid visa, but there's always a risk of you just leaving the country. Just hold on. When the study permit comes out, then you can continue your work. You can continue going, but just to be safe, just avoid all those unnecessary travels when your documents are not in check. You get what I'm saying? Let's talk about the documents that I used to apply for the visa for my study permit extension. I used an international passport. You need proof of funds. This one, proof of funds. And normally, let me tell you the truth about proof of funds when you're already here is that you don't really need to have like the whole $20,000. Most people just have like $8,000, 10,000 Canadian dollars, or you know, like, it's not a big deal that time, because they know that at least you're here, right? You're already here, so you will still have to work to make that money and everything. Most of the time, chances that they always refuse people study permit extensions are very slim, except that your program is done and then you're trying to extend it. It's like, okay, you're finished going to school, so why do you want to come and stay in our country again? Are you not done? Like, come on, we're going. But anyways, yeah, they can still allow you to stay, right? I'm not saying they don't allow you, but it's just like those are the times where there are question marks. You said you were coming here for like a 1 year program, you'll be done, you go back to your country. So why do you want us to extend it? So although they give options for people to stay back, they want you to stay, but then those are the situations. And if they also they go through your archives, and they see that maybe you're working more than 20 hours, or as a student, because you know you're supposed to work only 20 hours. Let's say you're now working more than, they'll not be like, oh yeah, now you have stayed here more than you stayed here for this thing. You're now working more than the number of hours you were supposed to work. you know, so they'll not catch you there. So but then that's just on the side, so I'm just putting that one out there just so you know, right? Anywho, the next thing that you need is you need a passport photograph, you need your letter, your acceptance letter from the university, so your admission letter, right? And then you need a confirmation of enrollment. In my case, we use confirmation of enrollment. Right now I see people using co-op letter, and I'm like, I don't understand. Co-op letter was when I was trying to apply for my co-op work permit, you know, but I feel like that's also when, if you're in a core program or something, I don't know, but that's what's going on now. If you're doing your own application and then they ask you for a co-op letter, then submit a co-op letter, because everybody's own is different. Okay, but a letter of enrollment is something, it's a document that you get from your university. Once you're registered for your classes, it pops up there, they give it to you, right? They give you the letter of enrollment. Now, after the letter of enrollment, then you need your medical. You will need it, especially if you have left the country. You will need to submit medicals again. If you haven't, then you keep using your old one, because before you come you did medicals, right? So you will not need to do medicals again. Mind you guys, after I applied for that first study permit, guess what? They gave me a 2-year study permit again, but that one was not their fault, because I told you my passport was valid for 3 years. So the first one I had 1 year, I got the 1-year visa, and then visa study permit, and then the second, so there's 2 years left, right? So they cannot give me they cannot extend my study permit beyond these 2 years. So that's what I mean by you cannot extend your study permits beyond the expiry date of your international passport. You can't. It's not happening. But anyways, no wahala now. I still had my 2 years, right? And then after 2 years, I applied for, like towards the end of my 2 years, I applied for a new one again. So I extended my study permit again, you guys. And then, as at that time I was extending my study permit, I had a new passport. I got a new passport. I went to Ottawa to go and get a passport, and my passport was now for 5 years. That's when I was able to now have a break, like take a break from the whole study permit application, because honestly I feel like immigration was already like, this particular name, this person, we're tired, you're always here. But no problem, I applied now, and then they gave me to the end of my program, right? And we thank God, though. We give God the glory, because it can only be God. Sometimes you'll be like, but honestly, I wasn't really like having issues. Every time I apply, I got my thing on time. The first one I got it in like 2 weeks. The second one I got it in about a month, which was fine. I didn't even have a problem with that. And then after that, I had the co-op program. So I had my internship. I had to apply for another permit for an internship, which is separate from the normal. Do you understand? Like everything is just separate. So this one is a story for another day. So the co-op thing is different. So that was how the whole thing went. So it was all applications upon applications upon applications. But anyways, I'm grateful. So that's it about the study permit extension. It's really straightforward. It is not hard at all. If you're going to have to extend your Canadian visa, then that one is going to be another application. So that's the temporary visa application for you to be allowed to stay in Canada, for you to be allowed to enter Canada in case you're planning to travel. Always make sure that before you leave the country, I can't stress that enough, before you leave the country, make sure that your things are valid before you go. That is just on period. That is fine now. I don't know, people risk it, but don't be the unfortunate person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyways, that's it for now, and I guess that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you guys for all the love you have been showing. I really appreciate it. Okay, so thank you, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.